You think you can't grow food in a small space? Think again. Today we're going to talk about the top 10 fall veggies that you should be planting in your garden. Whether you have a balcony, a patio, or a small urban garden like you see here. They're all beginner friendly, high yielding, and grow well whether you're in a container, raised bed, or in-ground beds. Let's go. What's up world? I'm Tim, the Big City Gardener, and I've been growing down here in Zone 9 for well over 2 decades. My goal? To help you grow more food in less space. So if you're new to the channel or that sounds like something you're interested in, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the weekly videos. Now, let's get to these top 10 fall veggies. The number 1 crop on our list is lettuce. Now, one of the best things about lettuce is it has such a shallow root system, so that means you can plant it in any container that you have available. Also, if you want to ensure that you have harvest throughout the fall season, you can practice something called succession planting. To learn more about succession planting, check out this video up here. Lettuce is a quick growing, quick maturing crop that produces extremely well in small spaces, and that's why it's the number 1 crop on our list. The number 2 crop on our list is another leafy green. It's spinach. Spinach is a crop that loves cooler weather, so that's why it is great for fall planting. Like lettuce, it also has a shallow root system, so that means you can plant it in any container that you may have available in your garden. It's full of vitamins and nutrients, and you're able to eat it at multiple stages. The baby stage when it's immature, up until the mature size. So if you're growing the number 2 crop, spinach, and you mix it with a little bit of lettuce, you can have salads throughout the fall gardening season. You can plant spinach intensively, so that means you're able to harvest more from a smaller amount of space. And that's why it's the perfect addition for your fall garden if you're a small space gardener. The number 3 crop on our list is kale, another leafy green. With so many different varieties of kale to choose from, I guarantee you there's one for you. Now, kale, like other leafy greens, can be harvested in a method called cut and come again. That simply means we're harvesting the exterior leaves and allowing them to regrow. Now, like our other leafy greens, kale can also be planted in a tight space. The only difference is some kale have deeper roots than you will find with your spinach and your lettuce. So make sure you plant it in a container that's slightly larger than the one that you will use for your spinach or your lettuce. So I recommend a container that's a minimum of 6 inches deep. If you take care of your kale throughout the fall, it will continue to grow and produce well into the spring. And if you plant the right variety, like the dino kale, you can even grow that same fall kale well into the summer. So if you've never given kale a try, this fall it should be one of the top crops that you try growing. Number 4, we have radishes. Now, radishes might be one of the most beginner-friendly things that you can grow. Look, I know I already said that about lettuce, but there can be multiple crops that are beginner-friendly. I don't know anything that grows faster, seed to harvest, than radishes do. They're extremely forgiving, they have a shallow root system, and just like leafy greens, we're able to pack a lot of them into a tight space, meaning we can plant them intensively. And that is exactly what us small space gardeners need. So, if you've never grown radishes before, make sure you study the different varieties. Some of them have deeper root systems than others. Like your French breakfast radishes, they have a much shallower root system than when you grow something like your daikon radishes or the white icicle radishes. But just like kale, I guarantee you there's a variety for everyone. So make sure this fall that you're planting our number 4 crop, which is radishes. Number 5 is carrots. Yes, you can grow carrots in a small space garden. That means you can grow them in your urban garden, raised beds, containers, or in-ground beds. The trick is to make sure you're planting the right variety. So, whenever you're searching your favorite seed catalog for carrots, make sure you find a variety that's 6 inches or smaller. Here's a tip. Carrot seeds take a long time to germinate. They can take up to 3 weeks. So you want to make sure that you're keeping the soil moist until you see those seedlings sprout. You can plant your seeds, water them in, and then cover them with a burlap sack. This will help protect your seedlings from things like birds or other pests that are coming for your seeds. Number 6 on our list is beets. Now, what makes beets ideal for us small space gardeners is that we get two harvests. The greens that you can eat like salad greens, as well as the roots. And since us small space gardeners are always looking to maximize our space, the fact that we're able to get two harvests make it perfect for us. Like all of the other things that I've mentioned on this list, make sure you find the variety that matches your growing style. One thing about beets is you're not able to grow them in shallow containers. You're gonna wanna plant them in a container that's at least 8 inches deep, especially if you're trying to grow those big round beets like you see at the grocery store. Number 7 on our list, green onions or even chives. Green onions and chives are great for small space gardeners because 1, you can start harvesting them the day you plant your transplants, and 2, they never stop producing. One thing I will recommend is rather than planting green onions, head over to your favorite feed store or your local nursery and ask them if they have perennial onions. Perennial onions are amazing, and what makes them so amazing is the fact that they will naturalize in your soil. Meaning, first year, you plant one bulb in the ground, and before you know it, that bulb is gonna spread and take over an area. As long as you keep them watered and mulched during the hottest times of the year, you'll have perennial green onions year after year after year. And that makes them ideal for small spaces because we only have to plant them once and we're able to harvest them forever. Number 8, we have garlic. Garlic is an ideal crop to grow in our small spaces because we can grow it in containers. The one knock I have against garlic is we plant it in the fall and then you won't harvest it until late spring or even early summer. So if you have a limited amount of space, you may want to consider growing your garlic in containers as opposed to planting them in your raised beds or your in-ground beds. Number 9 is bush beans like you see here. Unlike their cousins, the pole beans, bush beans can be grown in a small, compact space, and that makes them perfect for us small space gardeners because you can plant them in ground, in your raised beds, or even in containers. Just like with other crops on this list, you want to practice succession planting, meaning plant them on a schedule every 2 or 3 weeks, so that way you have green beans that you can harvest throughout the fall into the winter. And now for the final one on our list, number 10, we have peas. Peas are ideal for small space gardeners because they grow vertically, meaning they take up a relatively small footprint in your garden. As long as you provide your peas with some sort of trellis, whether it be bamboo poles, lattice, or netting, they will grow and you'll be able to harvest them throughout the fall into the winter. Now, there are many different varieties of peas that you can grow, but if you're planting them in the fall, I recommend you grow the sugar snap pea variety. Now, if you're ready to start your own small space garden, I've linked some of my favorite products down below. Everything from fabric pots to soil amendments and even some raised beds that you can use in your gardening space. With these products, you'll be able to start your own small space garden in no time. Now, I want to hear from you. Tell me what you're growing in your fall garden and what some of your favorite small space crops are that you grow. Drop it down in the comments below and let's get this conversation started. And that's it. Top 10 fall veggies that you can plant if you're a small space gardener. Look, if you found this useful, then I need you to give it a thumbs up. And please share it with another gardener who has limited space. I'll be back next week with more videos and tips to help us maximize our yield in our small, limited space. Until then, you know what I need you to do. Get outside, get your hands in the dirt, plant plants, and just grow it.